can just feel the sweat streaming down my chest right now.
It's leech infested. It's brutally steep.
Mutual Omaha's Wild Kingdom out there. Snakes, bugs, more bugs.
It's pregnant.
Adventure travel in exotic places, it's something that most of us read about, but where does it actually happen? Well, this is one of the places it happened, and I got to hang out with two of the people who actually do this for a living. Let's go.
Trying to get emotion, trying to get kind of local color, flavor, just trying to capture the whole experience so I'm able to share it in the article with people who are reading it.
What attracts me to Borneo is the uniqueness of Borneo. And recently I've been thinking about a way to come to Borneo and explore this sort of kingdom of jungle and headhunters and everything else. But I wanted something more.
Well, yesterday when he asked me what the one was where Paddy was sick,
on the part close to where I am now, 23 people at least lost their lives on about a 10-kilometre stretch. The fall of Singapore in 1942, the Japanese discovered they had a huge labour force of captured British and Australian prisoners. 2,500 Australian and British were sent to Borneo to build an airstrip with basically their bare hands. But by 1945, their labour was redundant, and the Japanese decided to move some of them into the interior on a series of what are now called death marches. Only 6 survived, so it made it the greatest tragedy for Australia in the Second World War, with a death rate of 99.75%.
In my sort of first dealings with the author, Lynette Silver, it was very much ourselves doing this thing. It ends up that they sent a group of very young soldiers to do it as well. And so it's changed the story in my mind from being just a kind of a trek by ourselves through the jungles now to one that we're being joined by you know, a small group of soldiers.
5 favourite people. Who are they? Gandhi.
The first time I'd almost ever heard of it was when we were basically chosen for this. And then I did a bit of history on it and was just amazed and appalled at the same time that it isn't taught in every history lesson at some stage in school. Once you get selected for here, it was kind of, yeah, all the other training went out the window, and this is possibly the most important thing I've ever done in my army career especially.
These are the jungles, right? These are the richest places for disease in the world. Borneo, it's known for that. We have to be prepared.
Watch any cuts, clean them right away, get like a tropical infection, it can run up, you can lose the limb. You have to be really careful and have like a broad spectrum antibiotic like that just to take care of it, because you're your own doctor out there.
We're heading into the real stuff, just gnarly, and your vines are catching your feet all the time, you're tripping and working your way under the stuff, getting caught on everything. So it's, yeah, this is the jungle for sure. It's amazing to think that these guys actually did this barefoot on this stuff with 50-pound packs on their backs, starving, no food. It's hard enough actually hacking through this stuff with sort of fully prepped. Really slick. Jesus Christ.
Humid like a steam bath. But you're walking up hills, down hills, with a backpack on.
When I questioned the story, which had only been out since 1988, that General MacArthur refused to supply the necessary aircraft to allow paratroopers to rescue a lot of these prisoners from Sandakan. I found that that was a complete fabrication to cover up for the fact that there'd been a huge intelligence blunder here in Borneo, which had led everyone to believe that there were no prisoners left at Sandakan. They'd been moved, and all the time they actually were. That resulted in the rescue mission being cancelled, and all chance of getting these prisoners out alive lost.
oh yeah.
Where are the guys?
Yeah, where are they?
I don't know if this is the right way, you know? I thought we would have seen them by now. I hope this is the right way. We thought we were left alone.
We took a wrong turn and ended up doing an extra 4K, which It's kind of unfortunate when you realize, oh no, I got to walk back up 2 kilometers up that hill. But you know, it's as things go, it's pretty small beans. It's inevitable you're going to get blisters and everything else. You just kind of take care of it soon enough, and nothing big. It's standard fare. Talking to one of the younger soldiers, he was saying that Patrick Shanahan was carrying all the weight today because they have a sat phone and a bunch of other things that they need to carry. So one of the guys has to carry the heavy bag, and he's supposed to be a bit of an ox. He's a really strong guy, never kind of feels anything. But he had the big load today with the sun beating down for 12 hours or 10 hours or whatever it was. He actually ended up getting sunstroke. When you do get sunstroke, you stop sweating, and that's what happened to him. He actually got delirious as well and had to be immediately put into a stream to cool him down. It was kind of neat to see the Army rallying around. They all had their jobs to do. They knew what they were doing. The medic was there. Everyone was helping. It was kind of inspiring to see how they rallied together as a group to help him out. And sort of jokingly, hey, Matty, this is the first time you've ever shown any weakness.
It started to get difficult just before lunch, but I thought that I'd keep carrying the pack so that one of the young blokes wouldn't have to carry it. I just couldn't take in enough water to what I was putting out. The sun that we walked through earlier had actually just wiped me out, and not being able to get any food or extra water in close to the 20k mark had just taken it out of me, and from then on I just sort of joined the twilight zone. I suppose in the back of my mind the whole time, even though I knew that I was getting sicker and sicker, I was always thinking that this is nothing compared to what those guys went through. So I suppose I almost deliberately put myself in that position simply because I wanted to know what they were going through, and I wanted to experience in some way or form how much they were hurting.
Coming up next, nighttime brings rest, but also a sense of disquiet. The march has already punished its first victim, and there's still 5 long days to go.
You're out here, you're hungry, tastes good, you got mosquitoes, so be it. Normally mosquitoes are no problem, but if they carry malaria, they're a problem, so you can't get bit.